Good morning. Welcome back to realvacantland.com. This is Luke Smith, and starting Monday's live show a little bit late, about an hour after scheduled time, because I dropped the kids off. So summer schedule. So let me change some settings over here and jump into it. So I was looking at the comments here just before we got started. Curtis is saying, "Thanks, Luke, for the videos on the land. That really helps." Thanks, Curtis. I just noticed. I just saw like you had the last Arkansas on the website, and Arkansas properties, and I think that one's sold. And I was just looking at the website, so we're all sold out of Arkansas. But then this morning, some more of them started popping up, and so we've got some more Arkansas properties on the website and others. So I wanted to jump into the inventory of different properties and look at that. I wanted to open the field for questions, comments, curiosities, whatever, and see if we can talk about land. See if we can keep it on the land topic. Jarrett Curley saying, "Kicking back, waiting for that southern Utah acreage." There we go. I don't know if I've got much of anything in southern Utah. I started pulling stuff up before this show, and then my computer was going a little weird, so I thought I'd restart it, and that took a heck of a lot longer than I thought it would. So now I'm missing my map search part I had pulled up. So I was going to pull that up and look, but let's just look at some Utah. We're looking for some Utah properties. Let's see what we have on the website. So let's jump into the website. I'm going to realvacantland.com, and I'm going to for sale, and I'm going to pull up Utah and see what we have in Utah. See if we have anything. I think we've had a couple in the past. I think they might have sold. There might be a couple left. And I also wanted to ask, so I've got all these properties on the website that people have bought in the past, and they're not all the properties that people have bought, but it's a lot of them. And people keep asking, why do you have the sold properties on the website? And other people that have bought the properties, they're usually very grateful to have the sold properties on the website because they can go back and refer to them. They can go back and see the pictures and the maps, especially the maps and the links when they're going out to visit the property. They can go back and then click on the link and then get driving directions to the property. Whereas if I make the properties disappear off the website and get rid of them and stuff, they don't have those links back. So that helps people that have bought the properties and people that are thinking about buying more properties. They can look at price, and they can look at references, and they can look at other things on the website. It's also a little bit of feather in the hat kind of thing about properties that have sold, so it gives a little bit more history or a little bit more credibility to. So I'd like to have those available on the website somehow, but maybe not as prominent as they are now, like in the map searches or the different searches. I mean, what I do to search, I just go to the ones that are for sale instead of the ones that are sold. And so we just get the ones that are for sale in Utah doing this. We've got Iron County, Kane County, and Iron County, and I'm not so familiar with Utah counties. Let's see if we have a Utah county map. So Kane and Iron, Kane is in the south. Iron, I think, is up north more. No, Iron's in the south too. So we've got two of them in the south. So Kane, where'd Kane go? Kane County. Let's look at the Kane County. We've got Kane County. We've got a third of an acre. Patricia Zach's got this one on the board. She's asking $4,200, or she'll do owner financing of $1,000 down and $130 a month for 32 months. Looks like she's got some actual pictures of the property. Those might be street view of the area. I'm not exactly sure. So here's it's a square. It's a square property. Looks like there's some houses in the area, and I bet you if you looked at plat maps, there's probably a driveway there that you just got to build out. But that's one property. So there's a cluster of homes in an area of not much around. I wonder what what is that? A bunch of lakes over here. Lake Powell. Okay, so Lake Powell, and the Utah-Arizona border, Lake Powell. So it's not very far from Lake Powell. It looks like a lot of government land around an area that's got a little bit of private land. So that might be entertaining, but you're asking for acreage, so that doesn't really meet the definition of acreage. It's 0.33. I mean, it's not very big, but these other ones, here's 20 acres and 10 acres. So 20 acres for 10 grand. Let's take a look at that. 20 acres for 10 grand. This is Iron County. So this is over, so pull that map back up. So it's right behind my head. This yellow one was Kane County. We're just looking at that. This orangish, whatever this color is here, this is Iron County. So that's that part of Utah. So we go back and look at that. It's, Brian's got this one. He's asking $9,999, 20 acres, in Iron County. And it looks like there's a little road on the south and a little road on the west side of the property. It looks like a couple homesteads in the area. Let's see if there's any street view around here. I doubt it. See if there's street view anywhere around. Okay, over here. So maybe we could drive around this farm. So this is what the countryside's looking like out here, just down the road. It looks like street view actually went along this way. It looks like they're doing a pivot point irrigation circle over here. So it looks like it's pretty flat, wide open country. Well, the street view said this street works, but it doesn't seem to work in reality. And it looks like there's some mountains off the distance. You can see there's snow-capped peaks off over there. But it just looks like flat, wide open country. It's like an open palette to do whatever you want with it kind of land, right? What was the other one he had? So there was one other in Utah, Iron County. Here's 10 acres in Iron County. 13,333 for 10 acres. He's asking a little bit more per acre. Or maybe I am. Maybe this is one of mine. Brian's look cheaper per acre. This one's got a street next to it. I don't remember this property. So it's just, I think we were just over here. We were just over here on the street view looking out this way. So now we're over here looking up this way. So if we look north out over this distance, maybe there's a hairmore bush in this area, but it looks like antelope country to me. I mean, it just looks like you could raise sheep or goats or something here. Shoot guns, play with a four-wheeler. Just wide open country. No one's going to bother you kinds of country. Do whatever you want. Pile over here. But there's mountains off in the distance. Just classic land, right? Okay, so that's what we have in Utah right now. Yeah, a couple guys saying hello. So hello, I'm going to give away some mailers towards the end of this video. I wanted to give some updates on the mailers that we've got out. We've been sending out. I've been getting behind like usual. I'm trying to keep up on different mailers, doing due diligence on different ones, pushing ones forward. I got a bunch of them that I think we should buy and get up for sale on the website. Trying to do the paperwork, trying to make those happen, and probably too many transactions at the same time, and I'm getting bogged down and trying to pull them all off at the same time. I should just focus in on a couple and take them out, and then focus on some more and take them out, and just work my way through the list. So I'm going to be doing a lot of that this week, and also thinking about new mailers for the future. I want to try to get the rest of the mailers going that I've promised people that have won mailers or have paid for mailers. I really hope to get a lot of those out over the next week or two or three, or as soon as I possibly can, and get those going and get those deals coming into the hopper and get those bought and traded off as well. So it's a never-ending cycle of sending out mail, getting deals, buying the deals, getting them up for sale, getting them sold, getting the paperwork settled on them, and going back for more. And that's doing land deals, land deal after land deal, right? So I made numerous different videos this weekend, the last week or two, about different properties on the website, presenting different properties, pointing out different properties. But I'd like to take this morning to look at the newest ones that have come up on the website. So we got an update on the ones that were on the website last week, and I'd like to jump into the inventory and see what the new ones are since last week. I've seen a couple of them come up. So I'm going to go to ruralvacantland.com, the listings part. I'm going to go to just the listings, and it's the newest ones that come up. And I think, since I looked at it before the show even started, we've got another one up there. So let's take a look at this. So we've got the first one up on the board is I believe this is going to be Curtis. It's half acre in El Paso County, Texas. So keep getting these El Paso area properties, and a bunch of them is sold. I've got a bunch of them up on the board right now. This one's $13,500, and it's a half an acre. And Curtis's name and numbers up there. He's the seller of this one. I think he's in the live chat. He was Shelby Land Deals. He was chiming in earlier. Here we go. Oh, my chat was stuck. Now it's starting to go. So this, 13,500 bucks. It's right on the side of town. You're not very far from town. Zoning, regulations are really easy in Texas. Build what you want for the most degree. You can do mobile homes, manufactured homes, regular homes. Can do pretty much whatever. Curtis can fill you in more on those. He's been working with them a lot more than I have. But just really easy to use land. He's got Buy It Now set up on there. Let's see. Yeah, you can check out the full 13.5, and he's probably got it if you go all the way. You could use your bank account, do ACH or credit card, debit card. He's got the name of the street of this one. Let's see what the taxes are. Taxes are usually really cheap. Yeah, look at that. $15 a year taxes for your own property. I mean, that's already pretty neat. It's got GPS coordinates just like a lot of these other listings, so you can click on it and go visit the property. And looks like some pictures, street view pictures from the area. It's just a classic rectangle, a little street pulling up to it. There's houses filling in around the area. It's just not totally filled in. And over time, it'll probably fill in more. The next one that's up is some more Arkansas. I was just saying earlier in the show that I made a video this weekend. It was about the last property in Arkansas. It was like 500 bucks. It's the last one we had up for sale on the website. And I don't know if you guys remember all the videos I used to make about Arkansas properties, but I used to make like 2 or 3 videos a day. I'd make like a dozen of them in one day, and I'd schedule them to go like breakfast, lunch, and dinner, like 3 a day all week long, property after property after property after property. And I was starting to scratch my head and wonder if we're ever going to sell all those properties. There's a lot of properties in Arkansas. Well, they're all gone. And then people start calling like, hey, I was going to buy some. Where'd they go? The last couple of the ones that I had on there didn't actually sell. I took them off because the taxes got to be too much and they were sitting around too long. But for the most part, sold a heck of a lot of them. And so now we got some more Arkansas properties showing up. And so this one is $450, so another $450 property. This one is in Boone County, Arkansas. It's for sale by Robin. He's brand new on the website. I've talked to Robin numerous times over the last couple of years about different land deals, doing paperwork and settlements and things in different land deals. And yeah, it's a real nice guy. I'm glad to have him on the website. Thanks, Brian, for signing up. Robin. Thanks, Robin, for signing up and posting your properties. So this first one he's got on here, it's, let's say the size, it's 0.11 acres, but it's in Boone County, Arkansas. I'm not very familiar with Boone County, but it looks like there's a nice big lake next to it, and it's in the woods, and I don't know what the regulations are on this one. That is one heck of a lake. Look at the size of that lake. Let's see. There's a little town over here. Branson. Here's Branson, Missouri. Okay, so this is Bull Shoals. Okay, so I know where we're at. So a lot of the properties I had in the past were on the other side of Mountain Home over by, what's this lake over the top of my head? Norfolk Lake. And this one is over by Bull Shoals Lake. So this is down by one of the legs off of this dragon-looking feature of water. And this thing is home to like crazy bass fishing. They got a big bass fishing tournament, like Bass Masters Classic, kind of. It's all over TV. It's like like NASCAR is for racing, or Daytona Beach is for NASCAR racing. This lake is for bass fishing. It's just one of those lakes that's got tons of coastline, tons of fishing places to explore, and you can put a lot of boats on the water and have a big tournament on a lake like this without them running into each other. It's just one of those lakes. So it goes across in the Missouri and Arkansas border numerous times. And this is where that particular property is. So that'd be a fun lake to go explore. It'd take about a lifetime to go figure out all the best fishing places in that lake. Another one, he's got 450 bucks on here in Boone County. I think it's going to be the same kind of story next to the same kind of lake. That one's 0.1 acres, so it's like a tenth of an acre. You go build a cabin in the woods and be near this really awesome fishing lake for $450. And the taxes on these things are stupid easy. Like, let's take a look at this. See what the taxes are. Taxes $4.46 a year. Annual dues, due taxes, where does it say? Association fees, none according to the county. So there's no like neighborhood association fees. He'll do financing, $50 down, $35 a month for 20 months. So you got easy financing. So people are always bugging me for really easy financing properties or low dollar properties. Here you go. A couple more of them. Arkansas. They probably won't last very long. They just went up on the website like an hour or something ago. I don't think the payment link's actually hooked up yet. So you might have to wait till later in the day before it actually starts working. There's another one, Izard County. So here's classic Izard County. I've had hundreds of these properties on the website, and this one's 0.4 acres. So this is a bit bigger one. Usually they're like a fifth of an acre, a quarter of an acre, maybe a third of an acre, but this one's 0.4 acres. It looks like it's on a golf course looking at the map here. Let's see. Yeah, so it looks like there's a golf course behind it. There's houses up and down the street. Looks like a paved street. You probably have street view looking at it, I'm guessing. Yeah, so there's a bunch of those oak trees, maple. I think that's maple. I think that's oak. Oak, maple, cedar trees, and it looks like solid ground to build on. Maybe you put a culvert to get your driveway over the ditch there. This looks like a bit of a hill. These people are building on it. It's a little bit of a hill. Next to the golf course. Looks like a well-maintained street. So how much was he asking for this one? This is $3,500 for a house on the golf course. Let's see what the taxes are in this one. I always thought taxes were a little bit more in these golf course ones. Annual tax is $197. Yeah, so that's from my experience too. The golf course lots charge a little bit more taxes or fees, dues. So there's due fees of about $450. I'm not sure if he pays that or you pay that or what. Might want to ask. He'll do financing, $299 down, $129 a month for 30 months. It looks, if their house is next door, there's probably utilities there too. Okay, so here's one of my properties that has recently come up on the website. This one I'm asking $39,000 for. This goofy picture. I mean, every time I see my pictures, I'm like, oh, I should probably get a better camera. I took these pictures with my phone. I drove over there and yeah. So this is in San Diego County. There's a view through the trees here of Lake Cuyamaca. So you get a view of the lake. I think if you cut some trees and bush and stuff, you get a bigger view of the lake. And it's up in the mountains behind San Diego. And it's in a little town of Gilian. There's fire hydrants that feed this whole neighborhood. There's water lines through the neighborhood. This is one of the roads. This is the driveway up to the property. I wish it were a little bigger on the screen. It doesn't seem to be showing up. This is just saying there's water serving the property. There's some bushes. I'm not very good at taking pictures, guys. This one's mapped out with or marked out with lot markers, so all the corners of the lot are all marked out. You can see the kinds of trees and bush and scrub. Here's a view of the lake, so you can see the lake in between the trees there. So you're overlooking the lake. This is the back side of the property. It opens up, and there's less bush on the back side of the property, with views out that way too. There's my dog. I took the dog on a tour of the property. Can't get her out of the way. It's like, I just want to take a picture of the steak, and the dog won't get out of the way. Just some more steaks. Some trees, some oak trees, a neighboring house, more views of the water. And yeah, just a nice looking lot. So I've got two of these lots. There's another one coming up here in a sec. So I got two listings. This one I believe is the waterfront one. The one behind it's going to be, it's not waterfront, it's water view, I should say. The one behind it, if you build a house in this front one, you probably block the view of the one behind it. But it's still some nice woods to go build a house in. There's houses on either side. So there's a house north, a house south. They've got power lines and utilities and everything going on. I'm sure they figured out their own septic systems. And you'd have to figure out a septic system for this property. It's just more of the stakes of showing where the boundaries are. You can see there's a nice big chunk of ground there to go build on. It's covered in bushes. You knock some bushes down, some old trees. There's a basketball court at the bottom of the driveway. This is the irrigation pipe that's going under the driveway. Older street view had it driving through a creek to get up there, and then it looks like since then somebody put in an irrigation pipe and cement and put dirt, made a real driveway over it. Here's the name of the road. It's Papagayo Trail. Here's a view of the lake from down below, and here's some more lake views from before you drive up the hill into the neighborhood. And it's they stock that lake with trout. I mean, it's regularly stocked with trout. So there's a house lot in a neighborhood with houses around that you could build a house and have a view of the lake. In San Diego County, $39,000. And if I show you the map, if we zoom out, I'll show you the map on this one. Yeah, so here's the lake just south of it, and then the little it's just boat launches and campgrounds and stuff along the lake. And then this neighborhood's all up the hill looking down at the lake. I'm gonna make some more videos about those and get them on the website. Here's another one. Here's Sharp County, Arkansas. I think this is Robin again. So another Arkansas one. Since we were sold out yesterday, now we got like 4 or 5 new ones on the website. It's $999. He's asking for this one. It's a half an acre, and let's see. This one's on the golf course too. This really looks like the same property. No, this one's by the. I don't think that's the same property. But here's Crown Lake and Diamond Lake and the golf course. So you're in the Ozarks near a golf course and a bunch of fishing for $999. Let's see what taxes and fees are in this one. Taxes $20 a year, no annual fees. Yeah, the map on that one needs updating because the pictures that was a map of this same one. So the diagrams are in another place. Yeah. We'll get that updated. Let me just take a note of this before I forget. Okay, so then the next property up, let me check on comments here. Okay, so Iowawa is saying, howdy to Maestro Luca and all the land sandbox players. Thanks, guys. Metha Williams, good morning, everybody. Good morning, Metha. Cindy Lee, what is your best tip to find a good area to market? To market. Good area to market. You mean to buy land to sell in, or to, Cindy Lee, what do you mean a good area to market? I'm going to guess a good area to go find land to buy and sell in. And I think the more I get into this, the more I would like to find areas that are more happening markets, like that are happening faster, where there's more people shopping. And so I think one way you can do that is by looking at the statistics on Zillow, for example. So let me do a little digression here. And so Cindy Lee is asking for good places to market. So we're just talking about these properties. There's 2 of them here next to each other by Lake Cuyamaca in San Diego County. And I'm proud of those properties, and I'm sure somebody buys them. And it's probably somebody buys both of them together because it's going to make more sense to build a septic system with both of the properties than just having just one, trying to fit a house and septic on it. But I'm going to leave that up to the buyer. Try to explain that in the listing as much as I can. So I've got Zillow pulled up on the screen behind me. This is San Diego County. So I'm going to look at San Diego County. I'm going to zoom into the area that we're looking at, those 2 properties in Lake Cuyamaca. And they're over here by, they're north of the 8, Mount Laguna. Here's the lake. So here's Gilian up here. Here's the lake. So just north of the lake here. We got some competitions. They're selling land at 99 grand and 80 grand. So 80 grand is the cheapest one in this neighborhood that's showing up. Let's see what my settings are. So my settings on Zillow are just lots and land, no houses or anything. So I'm going to click on this 80 grand one, And look at that, they got a picture of a deer. I think that's a really good way of doing it. When you put wildlife in the pictures, it's more people tend to click on it. It's my experience. So right here, it's got some statistics. It says overview, time on Zillow 48 days, views 226. That's not very many. Saves 1. Okay, so one person has saved this listing on Zillow. And yes, there's a bunch of other places people look at land listings, but Zillow has the statistics and the other ones don't have the statistics. I'm looking for these statistics. So how do I like rationalize these statistics so they make more sense to me? So if I do 226 over 48 days, what is that? 4.5, almost 5 people a day are looking at this listing on average. To me, that's pretty bad. That's not very good statistics. Now, I wish it were a lot higher than that because I've got land for sale in this neighborhood. And I'm looking at this and I'm wondering, okay, I swear I paid to get these listings on in the MLS. Why aren't they showing up on Zillow? What the heck? It's pretty frustrating while I'm looking at this because mine aren't showing up there and they're way cheaper and they should be. So Zillow doesn't always, let's see if I can spell realtor. Zillow doesn't always show you all the listings. So let's try realtor.com. Let's do San Diego County, California. I can't spell when I'm normally, if you put me on stage in front of you guys, I really can't spell. Okay, so we got a map and let's zoom into that lake. Where'd that lake go? So the road's making a crook around the lake. Let's see if we get any listings up here. Hopefully my listings at least show up on realtor.com. There's nothing showing up on realtor.com, not even the other listings. Got some filters maybe. Oh, 10 acres, yeah, that'll do it. So let's do no minimum. Oh, $59. Okay, so one of mine came up on there, $59. And so if that $59 listing were showing up on Zillow when the $79,000 listing is getting almost 5 views a day, I bet you the $59,000 listing is getting like 10 or 15 average views a day. Like it's going to get a lot more views. I can't see those statistics on realtor.com, but okay, so let's look at something else. Let's look at some land in, we were just talking about some in Iron County, Utah. Let's go there. How many people do you think look at Iron County, Utah? I bet you would be lucky to get 5 people a month if they even do statistics over here. So we want lots and land. Let's look at the cheapest anything out there. This is going to have the most views out of any of them, right? It should. People should be starting their search there. See if they even give us some statistics. Competition for this home. Okay, 125 views. That's and somebody actually saved it. That's good. It's probably the owner saved it. How long's it been on the market? It just said somewhere. 25 days. 125. So I should be able to do that. It should be 5 a day, right? 125 divided by 25. 5 a day. Well, heck, we're getting better statistics in Iron County, Utah, and the cheapest one out there than we are in this neighborhood in San Diego. So maybe my theory's wrong. I thought we'd go over here to Iron County, but let's say we did the, what did we look at, a 20 acre one? Let's look at 20 acres. So let's do lot size, 10 acres plus. Okay, what's the cheapest 10 acre plus in Iron County? 149 days, $4,400. Let's see if we can get anything. So 149 days, was that right? That's less than one view. Less than one view a day at 118 views in 140 whatever days. and it's getting the top 10 most visited in the neighborhood this week. Like, see that green thing on there? This is like top 10% best stuff out there. So that tells me I don't want to go try to buy land in Iron County, Utah and try to resell it. Or if I am, I better be like so much cheaper than these other people. It's ridiculous. I think that's your tip for the day of where to go market. Look at these kinds of numbers, and Zillow's got these statistics on vacant land, not just houses and apartment complexes or whatever, but vacant land, and you can do it to the size that you're thinking about. And if you find some place where there's like 100 people a day searching that land and saving it, and they're like all giddy over the next listing that comes up, that's the place you want to be buying land and selling land. In my opinion, it's probably going to be harder to pull it off there, but when you do, it's going to be a lot easier to turn that stuff over and get it gone and go do the next deal. Okay, so moving on. Thanks, Cindy Lee, for the question. I think that was a really good question. Mr. Flash Fives, hello. Cindy Lee, I think it's great to show the solds. Yeah, good. So I started asking about the solds. I'm just wondering if there's a different way to like separate the solds from the for sales. So I think a lot of people get lost in the solds. I don't know how exactly to pull it off. Greetings, everyone. We'll be quietly listening as usual. Thanks, guys. Roy Merrill, I'm late again. Yeah, yo, wah. Realtors leave sold signs on their properties for a long time, too. Exactly. It's marketing, right? They're like, hey, I sold this property. If you want to sell yours, come talk to me. I mean, that's not the reason I'm doing it. But if you're out searching land and you're thinking, what should I go buy and resell? Well, if you go look on ruralvacantland.com and you go look at them, let's pull up the map search. The thing takes a while to load, but even if we went for, let's just do sold. Let's do the sold. Let's kill this map search. Sometimes it slows things down. So if we go to the sold part of the website, the sold is, I don't think it's listed by the last ones that are sold. I think it's like by their published dates. I might be wrong. But so these ones that are up here: El Paso County, Texas, Cochise County, Arizona, El Paso County, Texas, Navajo County, Arizona, Mojave County, Arizona, Pueblo County, Colorado, Klamath County, Oregon, Castilla County, Colorado, Navajo County, Arizona, Florida, probably Levy County or wherever, Apache County, Arizona, Florida, Cochise County, Arizona, Archuleta County, Colorado, Teller County, Colorado. Man, that was beautiful property. Those big trees, someone got a good one there. Cass County, Indiana, El Paso County, Texas, El Paso County, Texas, El Paso County, Texas. I mean, Curtis keeps putting these El Paso County, Texas ones up on the board, and they keep disappearing. These Florida ones keep been taken off. There's more Arizona, Apache, whole bunch of Arizona. My California ones aren't showing up on there. Cochise. Valencia County, New Mexico, Levy County. I mean, it's fun to look at this. It's 145 pages of sold on here. So we get into the older ones. It's like older goofy videos of mine. Oh yeah, Ward County, Texas. That was a weird property. Imperial County, California. I mean, you can see these, like, looking at places to go market. I'm not going back to Imperial County. That county frustrated me so much on so many different levels, like the access and regulations and weirdnesses. It's just such a no bid of a market. It's a bunch of old San Bernardino County, California ones that go way back in time. You can look at this history and you can see like where they've been selling, and you could target the ones that are sold or they're sold out that we don't have a whole ton more of on the website. Those are probably great places to go pick up more properties and put them up for sale. So I think that's good research for the ones that are out there. And you can see like what kind of prices we're advertising them at when they sold. That doesn't mean the price that they actually sold at. You could probably look up each one and go to the public records and see what they actually sold for. But Reloaded 3R says, like, if you need someone in California to do photos and videos, I'm your man. There we go. Yeah. I'm always I'm always looking for good video, photo stuff of properties. I have to keep you in mind. Yeah, Luke instead of like. A lot of people put like instead of Luke. I'm retired and love to travel. Nice. Yeah. Um, Sultan, you have that one for a long time on your website. You have that one on your. Not sure which one. The Utah, maybe? They've been on there for a while. Yeah, some of these have been on there for a while. So if we go to the website and we look at the ones that are the oldest, the easiest way to do that is looking at listings for sale. And yeah, another property showed up on here since we started talking. But if we go to, we're back up to 30 pages, guys. I was getting close to 28 pages trying to make videos and knock them down and get them sold. So if we go to the oldest one on the property, we got this 80 acres in Barstow. That one's been on there for a while. I'm asking $49,000. That's the oldest one in inventory right now. I sold it to a guy, and he asked me to resell it for him, and so that's why it's still up for sale. I sold it. He's asking for a little bit more money. And then we got some San Bernardino 30 acres. Same kind of story. I sold it to one guy, and he asked me to resell it. We did contracts and stuff. And then we got some Nevada, some Cochise, and Mendocino County. I mean, these are some of the oldest ones that are on the website. I had a bunch of those Mendocinos. I'm just down to a couple of them that are left. Some Shasta County, Teller County, Colorado. So if you go to the last ones on the list for sale, those are the oldest ones on the website. Let's see. Southern Utah is relatively hot, but cools down at night greatly. Yeah. Angela's saying, not sure yet. Someplace in the woods for summer, maybe stay here in winter. There you go. Yeah, Scott Poole says sort them active first, then sold. Yeah, active and then sold. That's one way to do it. I've got two different lists. Like you can see the sold and the listings for sale or sold. So it kind of already does that. Angela, I personally like the map search. Yeah, I like the map search too. But it's getting kind of crowded with all the sold ones on there. Lisa, first name Sap. I'm looking northern New Mexico, Colorado, Wyoming. Yeah. So we got a bunch of deals in Wyoming cooking. I'm doing the paperwork. I'm trying to settle. I'm trying to get them up for sale. So I think you're going to see a wave of Wyoming ones coming up. But northern New Mexico, Colorado, and the southern into Colorado, we've got a bunch of properties on the website right now, especially Castilla County, Colorado. So if we go into the website, we're still on the website. So let's go to the website for sale. I already got it pulled up here. Let's go to Colorado. Well, it's coming up again. Let's go to Colorado and Castilla County. Some of the counties around it we have too, but Castilla County seems to be the bulk of it. So again, I'm doing first sale, like just the ones that are first sale. And we get a whole bunch of Castilla County, I believe. So there's a bunch of these properties. Look at this, $2,000, $2,000 to $3,000. Here's $8,000, $4,000, $3,000, $2,000, $6,000. So we're up to 5 pages in Castilla County. Look at that. So 4 pages would be 40, and then 3 more would be 43. So we've got 43 properties in Castilla County right now. If we mark it over to the sold side and we look at what's out there, Castilla County from the past, 7 pages. So there's more sold than for sale. It's a healthy indicator. So 63 sold showing on the website, and I know we've had more than that. It's just some of them have been taken off for different reasons. So take a look at Castilla County. If you're looking, there's a bunch of them to choose from. And I was reading through their regulations, and I've heard it from a couple different land dealers. The minimum build there is 600 square foot. I mean, 600 square foot cabin. They want you to have a plumbed in bathroom and a plumbed in kitchen, and then a place for the plumbing to go, like a septic system. and that's it. 600 square foot. I mean, that's not much of a build. Um, let's see. By my reasoning, the government gave Native Americans the worst property in the U.S. Anybody got a difference of opinion? I don't think it's always that way. I think that's the general opinion, but I uh, I grew up in a little part of northern Michigan. Let's see if I can pull this up on the board. Um, let's see. So there's this valley called Yuba, Michigan. There's a creek that runs through here. My grandma used to own a bunch of land on this side of the road around the creek, and my grandpa bought a bunch of land along the beach with a partner. He and a partner bought a bunch of land in here, and then the other side of the creek down back in here was owned by the Native Americans. So they got a really sweet piece of land with the best fishing around, the way the creek came in, and the beach and the frontage and hiding from the weather in these woods. And the land my grandpa got on the other side was a nice piece of land too. And they cut it up into a bunch of cabin lots and sold them off over time. And my grandpa kept the cabin, the old cabin that was on the roads on Winter Road, right? And so my parents still have that cabin. I used to play in this park all the time. But the point of my story was, you're saying the Native Americans got the worst piece of land all the time. This was a really sweet piece of land that the Native Americans got over here. And it's just, they've still got it. And they've got different mobile homes on the property. They can't get the financing to build a home, right? So they got to do cash or get something that can get towed away. And so they've got some not as American standard buildings over there, but they've got a really nice piece of the ground on the creek. And the creek is turned into like a super trout stream. The salmon run up this stream to spawn. I mean, the salmon are not natural in the Great Lakes. They're planted, but still, it's a really nice piece of ground that they got. And there's a bunch of different Native American settlements around the area, but that was the one that was close to where I was growing up. And I still think they got a really nice piece of ground there. It wasn't much acreage. Like if you look at the kind of acreage that they got, Navajo Nation got or something in the Four Corners area, the Southwest, they got crazy amounts of land. And yeah, it's not the most desirable land from farming or hunting or trees or development or anything, but they ended up getting a bunch of natural gas and other resources later on. So I don't know. I don't think it's always the worst land. Maybe at the time it was the land that people wanted the least, the swamp land or the desert lands or something. But I don't think it's always the worst. Lisa, first name Sap. I'm native mix. I agree with you. Yeah, a-holes. Sorry. Okay. North Carolina is not a bad place. I'm part as well. Yeah. So guys going back and forth, part Native American. So Lonely Prepper Homestead says, Luke, if we buy a mailer, can we choose the state we'd like to target? I haven't done that yet. I haven't let people choose because I'm spending a lot of time and energy on these things. I want to believe in them. And not saying I don't believe in what you choose, but I had a couple of people ask me to do mailers, and I start researching them, and I don't feel like I'm the right person up to the job for it. And for different kinds of reasons. I like areas that I know better, that I'm more comfortable explaining and understanding, and the prices make sense to me. And like looking at the statistics before, where the statistics make more sense to me, and the markets make sense. And then doing this Wyoming mailer, I mean, I've run into areas in the country in the past where the data it just makes me want to cry. I can't get it to work, you know? Like, it's very frustrating. Like northeastern Michigan, the lower peninsula of northeastern Michigan, I did a really big mailer there. And it was like the same half dozen last names. It was just owned by very few people. And lots of them didn't have addresses. And I think they're mainly Amish and Mennonite groups that they're not trading land with me. They're trading land with their other people in their communities and their families and their extended religious circles. And it just, doesn't make any sense to mail there. And I didn't really realize that until I mailed it because I'm from the other side of Michigan and was targeting the western side too. And the western side made a lot more sense to me. So it just, I don't know if those are logical premonitions, but just things that I've run into that kind of guide me into more mailers over time. So this Wyoming one, I mean, the APNs are so convoluted. They're trying to figure out pricing per APN schemas and things on it compared to other states. It's just not as accurate. It's just nowhere near as accurate depending on the data. And I think some of these areas I can get a lot more accurate. And I want to try to find areas where I can get more accurate and the market's happening faster. And ones that I'm familiar with that, we're sold out of on the website. I want to go refill the inventory, right? But having said that, on what I've been thinking about, I got to get these mailers done that I've already promised to people and get them going and make them a bunch of money. And but beyond that, I'd like to present the next mailer that I want to do and then ask for people to pay for it or be part of it with me, or I do half, you do half, or something like that. Say like Cochise County, for example. We just looked at the first sale stuff or the stuff that sold. A whole lot of that's Cochise County. We've sold hundreds of Cochise County properties in the past. And I don't know how much Cochise County is on the website right now because it fluctuates, but let's take a look. I'll pull it up while we're talking. So if I pull up Cochise County, I don't want to go buy a bunch more Cochise if there's a ton on there, but if there's not much on there, we could go buy a bunch more Cochise County properties, and it's easy to split the properties in Cochise County. So for example, I'd like to go buy more of these large, like these 20s. Now there's 20s showing up on the website. I just made a video about this 20 here. I don't know if it actually is published yet or not. There's a video link on there. So maybe it's not published yet, but it should come up soon. I made videos that should roll out throughout the week. But you could buy a 20 like that and cut it up 5 ways and sell 4 different 4-acre properties pretty easily. And I've done it a bunch of times, and I've learned a lot from it. And there's pitfalls, and I've run into some pitfalls along the way, but I haven't, I've learned from them and moved on. So I think that that could be a nice one, buying more of those 20-acre properties, cutting them 5 ways, or buying 40s and splitting them 5 ways, or buying 160 acres, splitting them up a bunch, or buying different size ones in different parts of the county that are maybe more desirable than parts we've had in the past. And refilling the inventory. So right now we've got some 20s, we've got almost a 40, 2.5, 2.5, 2. There's a 7 something, 2 acres. So we've got 3 pages. We've got 20 something properties of Cochise on the website right now. So maybe it's not the right time to go mail for some more Cochise until we get some of these sold. But here's some more 2.5. There's a bunch of 2.5 acre ones going. I don't see any more of the 4s. Yeah, so 2.5. Here's some 5 acres. 5 acres. There's another 20 acres. So look at that, 20 acres for $8,000. 10 acres for $6,500 in Cochise. 4 acres for $1,299. 4 acres for $1,499. So of those 4-acre ones I was making, there's like 2 of them left on the website right now. So you could probably make a bunch more of those 4 acres and restock. But just as an example, we could do a mailer on that, go buy a bunch of them. And maybe if we buy a bunch of them, I think other people have been mailing Cochise and it might not be as easy to get them right now. So, okay. So I don't know if that answers your question. Not exactly you pick, but maybe a combination of we pick. Might make sense. Cindy Lee, where is Yuba Creek? Yeah, so Yuba Creek is in northern Michigan. I'll show you again. map of Yuba Creek. Maybe I have some photos. There's a picture. This looks like a winter picture. So this is way upstream in the creek. This isn't right by the lake. This is further upstream. This creek spreads out into vast swamplands that drain an area and come down into the actual creek. But there's a bunch of state land and things. So the creek comes from a couple different areas over here. And it crosses US 31, where I used to play a bunch as a kid, making, damming up the creek and rocks and everything else. And eventually it flows over to Lake Michigan. See if we can see some street views. Yeah, so you can see there's an old the old highways off here to the side. There's an old little country store that I used to ride my bike to as a kid and get candy and soda and stuff. But down here, the creek is flowing next to the road. There's all kinds of fish in here. Caught tons of fish in there. Later on, Department of Natural Resource built some stairs down there instead of just climbing these banks. A lot of people will stop in here and look at the creek. And then, yeah, it's just it's on the side of the highway here, but I used to play in that creek hole a bunch. And then if we zoom out, see if this thing loads. Yeah, it looks really dammed up right here. I used to build dams in here and make a swimming hole. And the creek flows across into the woods and through and out to the lake. So it flows down here and out to the lake. So my parents' built a house in here at one time, and we have a cabin over here still. And this area, where is it? The other side of the creek back in here was the Native American settlement, but on the beach side over here is some nice beach houses, and over here some nice beach houses as well. There's a trailhead now that's they've got a government kind of sponsored trailhead that wasn't there when I was a kid, but you can hike back into the upper reaches of Yuba Creek, and this thing goes and goes and drains a pretty large area. But this is Lake Michigan over here. This is where I used to swim and fish and grew up as a kid. And on the back side, we've got Elk Lake and Lake Skegamog. This is like the biggest muskie fishing and world record stuff are caught in here. I used to go muskie fishing over here. This is great bass fishing, and then Torch Lake's a beautiful lake too. But I used to spend most of my time fishing in Lake Michigan. And so if we do north is north here, you can see it better. So it says Yuba on the map. And then this was the east arm of Grand Traverse Bay. I used to drive little fishing boats all over the place here. Then I went to school over here in Glen Arbor and spent time in the islands and this coast with the sand dunes, National Lakeshore sand dunes, bunch of parklands and stuff all in this area. So I tried to buy land in this area because I think it's a beautiful area, and it's really hard to buy land there using mailers. People are just frustrated, mad, cranky old people, for lack of better description. Maybe if I was local address and more of a local accent. I mean, my accent's kind of Michigan, but not totally Michigan. It'd make more sense. But mailing this eastern side of the Lower Peninsula, the northern Lower Peninsula, Mio and this whole area, I mean, forget it. I mean, the people all have the same last name. It's just doesn't work, and the data is awful. That was my example of why I brought that up. So data is just really bad. Payments. It's TK Dawes. I think, I'm not exactly sure. I think maybe he bought one and I'm reselling it for him or something. It's asking if they're making payments. I don't know off the top of my head. Okay, the mailers I got are in Wyoming. He doesn't sound too pleased. Yeah, no one got just Wyoming, I don't think. It's spread over some areas. We got some Wyoming ones coming through. It's not a total bust. There's some coming through, but not as much as if I would have mailed like Cochise County or something, I sure would have got a lot more deals. But I think there's more money to be made on the ones that did come through in Wyoming. We'll see. We'll see how they work. Good morning, Herb. Good morning, Luke, and everyone. Next 10 acres in Arizona. Let me know something not too close to people. Yeah, so we've got numerous different ones. Okay. Oops, hope it wasn't the expected earthquake. Yeah. Okay, so let's get back to the property on the website. I wanted to look at some of this inventory. And so we've got different properties. I don't know if I'm supposed to call them inventory or what. I mean, I kind of think of them as inventory. So the ones that are up for sale. So there's a new one that just came up, Luna County, New Mexico, $499 for half an acre. I mean, that's cheap New Mexico land. Let's see who just posted this one on the website. Kill some of these other listings. So Robin's posting numerous ones on the website right now. He's just getting on the website. So $499, looks like it's on a little street, probably next to nothing taxes. $55 a year taxes. A little more than I thought, but still pretty cheap. Okay, so we got half acre in El Paso County, Texas. I think we were just looking at that. Boone County, Izard County. We looked at one of the San Diego ones. There's a Sharp County, Arkansas. I think we were just looking at that. Here's the other San Diego one. So I've got two San Diego ones. This one I'm asking $59,000 for, because I think this is the one that's closer to the, yeah, this one's facing the water more. And I think if you built on this one, you might block some of the view of the one behind it. So I was asking a little bit more money this one, a little bit less money the other one. But I think it's going to make more sense to own both of these properties, the two of them next to each other. And yeah, just because you got to put a septic system in there. If you can figure out how to put a septic system in there on one property, go for it. You get it a lot cheaper. But I'm hearing it's harder to get a septic system into those properties on that size. So that's why two of them makes more sense. So here's how, you know, Walmart in the area. There's different things in the area. But the main thing about this property is the ocean, not the ocean view, the lakefront view. So you're up in the mountains, there's a bunch of trees around, and you're just up the hill a little bit from Lake Cuyamaca. You've got docks and boat launches down here. I think there's some on both sides, two different sides of boat launches. And it's really good trout fishing, because they keep stocking the lake like numerous times throughout the year. They keep putting trout in this lake. And it's in San Diego. You're not very far from the ocean. You're not very far from a big city. You're just up here in the mountains, and you can come down and use the San Diego airport. You can come down and use all the beaches and adventurous stuff that San Diego has to offer. So I think that's really nice. Two properties there. It'd be a fun place to build a cabin. Lowest price property near Clear Creek County, Colorado, by Idaho Springs. Let's take a look at this one. $6,999 for a third of an acre. Clear Creek County. I don't know where Clear Creek County is. Let's pull this up. Yeah, Idaho Springs. It's just the backside of Denver. Okay, so it's just west of Denver, just up the hills a bit. That's pretty neat. That's pretty cheap, close to Denver. Where'd that property go? $6,999, pretty darn close to Denver. We don't have the maps up on this one yet. We'll try to get the maps going on it. Let's see if we got GPS. If we got GPS, we do it old school style. So pull it up on Google Maps and see where this thing is. So we've got, looks like a neighborhood laid out here. So it's just like just getting put up on the website. The listing is pretty cool. Can't wait to see whose property that is. Get the maps all filled out. There's Nevada, Elko County, Nevada. 2 acres for $19.99. It's Robin. It's another Robin property. So 2.11 acres. Looks like he's got some pictures up here. Maybe a local golf course. This is going to be Montello Valley, I bet, huh? Let's take a look at the map. There's a little street on the southern side of it. Yeah, so this is Pilot Peak over here, just to the um, east of the property. Salt Lake City is just going to be a little bit further east. So Salt Lake City's over here. You're going to have um, West Wendover down here to the south. That's probably going to be your major supplies. You can get lumber and stuff like that. There's a little town up here with a bar and a school. A school closed down a year or two ago. I used to tell people about the elementary school there with like 5 students in it. They closed down, but there's still a bar or 2 bars in town and a post office, and there's actually a notary. I've bought land using that notary up there before from people who live in the area. And yeah, just a small town. You can build here without any inspections unless you hook up to the power grid. So it's really easy land to use, and it doesn't sound like he's charging much for it. These hills around here are covered in trees, and there's a lot of elk. There's a lot of pronghorn in the valley. There's deer that come through, and there's elk that pass through the valley from time to time. But if you go up in the mountains here, there's elk to hunt. Let's go to the next page. Someone's saying I keep going offline. Okay, hopefully it's working again. Says it's continuing. Okay, so I'm not sure how much of that you missed. I was just saying we got some land in Elko County, Nevada. We got here's some more in Klamath County, Oregon. Yeah, Jeffrey Day is saying all back. Thanks, guys. So I don't know why it goes on and off. Looks like I made I made a video about this one not too long ago. I'm not sure if it's published yet or not. But it's 114 acres. I mean, just big chunk of land up on the hill overlooking. There's a bunch of cows down below, and there's trees right along the side on this hill. And then there's a lake not too far away on the back side of it. Just big section of land. 5,000 down, 500 a month for 200 months. Do financing or pay cash. Woods County, Texas. Wood County, you got a couple of them. Wood County, Curtis got these ones up $6,000 each, 0.13 acres. This looks like he's got power lines and mobile homes in the area. So it looks like you do mobile homes. There's power line, there's a road. You drive up, drop off the mobile home, and go for it. You could either set it up and rent it out or set it up and live in it. Looks like a bunch of people doing that in the neighborhood. There's a lake just right around the corner. Yeah, big lake. Look at that. So a nice little neighborhood on a big lake in Texas, where the regulations will let you get away with most anything. Let's see if we can do street view and take a look at this lake. Well, I thought I was going to be on a bridge, but still, there's some parks along the side of the lake. Looks like a good place to go fishing. Yeah, here's the bridge. I missed it. Didn't see any boat launches over there. It looks like a good spot for a boat launch. Looks like a good lake for duck hunting. I don't know if they let you duck hunt here, but you know what I mean. There's a bunch of people camped along the lake. There's another one, 0.13 acres, Wood County, Texas. Some more Castilla County, Colorado, New Mexico, Donna Ana County, New Mexico. Let's take a look at that one. Curtis asking $30,000. This is Donna Ana County. It's 4 acres in New Mexico. So it looks like we've got some houses next door. I'm guessing there's power lines. This look like power poles up here in the front. There's a street. Yeah, there's a power line right next to it. So power poles in the front and then along the side. Where is Donna Ana? Let's see. Is this Santa Cruz or Las Cruces? Yeah, Las Cruces. So just northeast of Las Cruces, New Mexico. El Paso's down here, so north. He's doing a lot of deals around El Paso, but this is up north of it. Beatty, Oregon. 21 acres up in that same area as that 114 acre one we were just looking at. This one's about $10,000. Aaron English got this one on the board, 9,997. This one's got trees on it. $20 acres in Oregon with trees for just under 10 grand. There's a street view of the area. Yeah, so it goes and goes. We're getting into some more El Paso County, Texas. We got a bunch of El Paso County, Texas properties. 1.62 acres, half acre, 5 acres. Just 5 acres, El Paso. I think we're getting into properties that we might have covered last week. I'm pretty sure we're getting into last week's properties. So there's an update on the new properties on ruralvacantland.com. We've got those properties and a bunch of others spread across the country. Just lots of them to choose from, lots of them to look at, lots of them to paw through and compare, contrast, and yeah. Look at the one with trees, please, Luke. That's what Lisa says. Yeah, so that Oregon one, 20 acres in Oregon, I already kind of skipped off that page, but it was just under $10,000. It's near Klamath. It's Klamath County, Oregon, near Klamath Falls, and there's a little, I don't know if you call it a town, but like a crossing in the road called Beatty. And up in that area where that Wild Billy Lake is, there's a bunch of splits that have happened. And so we've had numerous properties up in that area. So a couple new ones on the board right now. And yeah, just really cheap acreage. I've had people buy those properties, go up there and just love it. Just some of them are close to the river. Some of them are a little bit further away from the river. But there's a big river there called Skyan River. I might be saying it wrong, but it's got really good fly fishing and access. Just those little 2-track roads that run along it in different sections. And some people will kayak, some people will float drift, some people will just use their waders and go for it from different angles and fish that. But that eventually goes down to Klamath Falls and the town and out to the ocean. But it's just supposed to be really good fly fishing up in there. It looks like some good open countryside to go explore, either horseback or four-wheeler, dirt bike, pickup truck, whatever, dog and shoes, hiking shoes, just go for it. So go take a look. Some of them have trees, some of them don't. That particular one looked like it had the trees. And it seems like the ones with trees have a little bit more topography to them than the ones that don't. Like the flatter ones seem to be more open. I think maybe the hillsides get different sunlight or moisture content or something, and they get more trees. I'm not sure why, but the flat seems to be open and the hills seem to collect more trees. Cindy Lee says, love the fish shirt. Yeah, I always like fishing, right? Fantastic content. Okay, thanks guys. I'm in this picture in the background. It's I'm not sure, it's just a generic picture, land picture. I love these Monday morning viewings of your property. Yeah, me too. It's a good catch up for me as well. People are always asking about properties, and I'm more familiar with the ones that are up for sale just by doing this little roll through once a week. So I wanted to give away 500 more mailers, and I put the disclaimer on there right away that I don't know how long it's going to take me to get them out there. I hope to get them out there soon, but it might take me a while to get them out there. And but they're free, right? So if you want to go for it, if you want me to send out more mailers and do it on your behalf, what I do is I send them out, and they're letters. I send out a letter in the mail. I'm always thinking it looks something like this, just like a letter with the name of the property owner in there, and it's a 2-page letter, and it says, hey, I'd like to buy your land. And I'm willing to pay, and I give them a dollar amount, and give me a call or sign here and mail it back or fax it or email or whatever. And some people get back to me and they say, yeah, I'd love to sell my property, and I'm making offers that are prices that I believe would be good prices to buy the land, so we could turn around and resell it for some kind of profit, right? And so I send those out, and I've been sending them out to a little bit bigger dollar properties than I have been in the past, and with the idea of financing those properties. So if you've got the mailers, you kind of get the first crack at financing the properties if you wanted to or not. And if you don't want to finance them, it's totally fine. I can find other people to finance them. I'll finance them myself or find somebody to finance them. and we finance them. And the financier probably makes the easiest money off of it because they get to see the deal ahead of time and everything. And they get some kind of return on the property depending on the deal. And then after we pay the financier, there's some money left over, hopefully in the profits of the thing. And we split that half and half. So split the money after pulling off the deal and paying back the financier their money and their cut. We split up those returns or those profits on the deal. Now, there's a lot of things that can go wrong, like we don't get any deals, and the land never sells, or the laws change along the way. It just happened to me on some properties. I'm pretty frustrated about, but yeah, I finally got databases set up, so as the mailers go out and come back and everything, you get updates along the way of who's saying what on the different mailers, which ones are accepted and rejected, and what the notes and due diligence are, pushing them forward. And so you get kind of live updates as it's happening. And yeah, so I think that makes it a lot more scalable for me to be able to do this without calling 50 people and saying, hey, your deal's moving forward. And I just focus on moving the deals forward and making them happen. Eventually they turn into cash. So if you follow that and you want to be a part of that, that's what I'm giving away. So it cost me some money and a lot of time to put these together. So I hope you appreciate them and take them for a run. So what I usually do is I ask a basic question, and then first person to answer that question, or fifth person or seventh person or something, gets the deals. Okay, so I got to come up with. Okay, guys, let's see if that's working now. You guys say something in the chat, see if we're back online. There's a little bit of a delay. Let's see. Still offline. It's saying stream resumed. Maybe it's starting to come on. Okay, so guys saying hello. Good. Thank you. I don't know what's going on. Bad connection. Okay, so for the handful of people that are still remaining, I'm going to give some mailers away. And I was just trying to explain like what the mailers are, but I think you guys get it. So I'm going to ask a basic question from early on. And I was saying let's do the seventh person. So the seventh person to answer this. When I started out the call, and a couple times throughout the call, I mentioned that we had a lot of properties in this particular state, and we sold out all the properties. And now we're starting to get a couple more properties back in that state as of this morning. So let's name that state. It starts with an A. It's a state in the United States. It starts with the letter A that we totally sold out of. Doesn't seem, I don't know if the video is totally working, but if the seventh person could answer that. Someone got it. People are starting to go Arkansas. Okay. Let's see if I could pull this up. So I'm going to count seventh person. Okay. It says slow, but we're back. So Jarrett Curley, 1. Scott Pohl, 2. Jeffrey Day, 3. Land Wrangler, 4. Angela, 5. Jarrett Curley, 6. Jason Macy, 7. So I think Jason Macy, you're 7. Arkansas is it. So we sold out Arkansas for like a couple hours, and then we started getting more Arkansas properties back on the website. So Jason Macy, thank you. I'm calling you the winner, whether I counted right or wrong or spellings off or whatever. Someone's going to call me out on some detail that I got it wrong and I didn't pick the right person. But I'm just saying, Jason Macy, you win. And please contact Gilian. I think we already have your information. Gilian at ruralvacantland.com, and tell her that you won, and we'll get it. Come on, why doesn't it go? Okay, we'll get you on the list, and eventually we'll get you going. And Jason, that's a good thing. We had where'd my note for that go? I had it right in front of me. You had won some land in the past, and instead of the land, you wanted mailers. And so I changed out the land for mailers, and then I put you into the mailer earlier on mailers and in the database and the list and everything. And you're asking, what happened? Why didn't I get any deals? And I went back and I looked at it, and I looked for your mailers, and they were like missing. I went through and looked for everyone else, and everyone else that I had on there was there. But for some reason, I didn't actually put yours into the list when I thought I had. So I have a note to put those into future mailers. And sorry about the delay on that and the confusion. I thought I had you in there, and I went back and double checked it, and it wasn't there. So we'll fix that. And thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. And see you again next week. Someone says, yeah, see, it doesn't show that order on my screen. Exactly. So I think it comes in different depending on your internet connections and stuff. But yeah, thank you, everybody. Again next week. Next week is, I'm not sure if it's going to be 9 or 10. I'm sorry. I'm going to aim at 9. And if something comes up with the kids, it'll be 10 o'clock. So let's aim at 9 a.m. next week. And thank you. Talk to you guys again soon.